Hey guys, good afternoon. It's just gone 4 o'clock on the 2nd of September. Happy September, people. This is a good month for me because it's birthday month for me and my wife, one day apart. Okay, so today, this morning particularly, I went to see my MS specialist at the hospital in Derby, close to where I live. It went okay. I started by telling her, well, first of all, I'd like prepared a list, because if you recall in my last video, I am not convinced, even though I'm diagnosed with relapsing remitting MS, which is basically you'll get an attack of symptoms, so you might get numbness down your arm and weakness, and then a few days later it will remit, or it will go into remission, whereby the symptoms get better. They may completely disappear 100% and your arm will be back to normal, or you might be left with like residual kind of 5 to 10% of it didn't quite get better. You can still feel some weirdness going on there, perhaps a little bit of weakness and some sort of sensory perception on your skin, that sort of thing. So that's relapsing remitting. Well, I don't relapse, and I tried to tell my MS specialist this today, and she was very good actually. She did listen to me, but she seems to think, I got quite a few things discussed with her, because I said to her that relapsing remitting MS, where's my bit of paper? Haven't got it. Hang on, found it. Okay, I made some comparisons the other day with regard to relapsing remitting MS and primary progressive MS. Okay, relapsing remitting, most people are diagnosed in the 20s and 30s, whereas people with primary progressive in the 40s and 50s. Well, I'm in my 40s. I'm 44 in a couple of weeks. Okay, people with relapsing remitting tend to have more brain lesions. Primary progressive tend to have more spinal cord lesions. I have absolutely no brain lesions whatsoever. I have spinal cord lesions only. Relapsing remitting, likely to have mobility issues that are more gradual. Okay, I'm just going to comment on this. I quite often read about people with relapsing remitting MS, and they're feeling great, they're off down the gym, they're weight training, they're going jogging, and I'm thinking, how are they doing this? Because if I jog, I can't even jog on the spot, I'll fall over. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. If I try and jog on the spot, I will lose my balance and fall. You know, I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. So how? You know, so primary progressive experience more mobility issues and have more trouble walking, leg weakness, 80% of people. Totally me. Finally, the relapse things. Have relapses, then symptoms go into remission. That's for relapsing remitting. Yeah. Primary progressive, continued phase of deterioration. I'd say that fits me more. Anyway, I discussed this with her, I went through it with her, and she says it's definitely not primary progressive, because she's just absolutely positive of it because of my history. I started in 2007 with an onset of symptoms. They slowly got better, so they did go into remission, and then I was hit again in another attack in 2012, and then I don't ever remember them going in remission. In fact, they haven't. I've still got all that, and I haven't relapsed since sort of 2012, and this is what I was trying to tell her. But she seems to think I've had small relapses in between that have gone into remission, but I tried to say that I don't think I have. And we were talking with regard to the chest pain I've had as well. She seems to think that it got worse and then got better and then it's got worse again, and they're relapsing remitting kind of you know, we get an attack and then it calms down and that kind of thing, and it's like she's the consultant, she's the one that's got years of university qualifications and experience, and I don't deny that, but I still feel she's wrong. Anyway, she did sort of say something I do agree with, and she feels my MS, my relapsing remitting MS, is in a transitional stage to secondary progressive MS. And that I do actually agree with, because I've done a little bit of research, and I've just got it on the screen here, so I'll read it to you. Secondary progressive MS is a stage of MS which comes after relapsing remitting MS in many cases. Neurologists generally agree secondary progressive MS is a sustained build-up of disability independent of any relapses, and that also fits my symptoms, because as I've been saying, last 3 years no relapses. I don't feel I've had a relapse, but my disability definitely hasn't got better. It might have stayed the same, but I think it's slowly getting worse. And then with the onset of this chest pain as well, which was the other thing I spoke about. So I've not had the official diagnosis, but she says she believes I could be in a transitional stage to secondary progressive. And to me that sounds more like it. And that's all I want. I want a correct diagnosis. I don't feel I'm relapsing remitting. I feel I'm more secondary progressive. Maybe not primary progressive then, which is the rarer form. And she says you're definitely not that, not with the history. So I'll take that on board and accept it. Okay, the chest pain. Her words were, and my wife can verify this, classic MS. But I sort of said, I tried to explain my theory that, you know, with regard to my legs, the nerves supply sensations to the muscles, which are now weak because the nerve is broken in some way, so the muscles are weak. Well, I said, can that not be happening to like my chest? At the moment my chest is like a 5, it's hurting quite a bit, and I'm like holding my chest a bit. And is it possible that the nerves aren't receiving signals properly because of the myelin damage, and the muscles as a result are not functioning properly in my chest, the intercostal muscles? She said those muscles are supplied by a different set of nerves, and that can't really be the case. She felt that the pain in my chest is more than likely like a relapse or something. And I said, well, I've had this pain in my chest for the last 3 years, and I've just kind of done my best to cope with it and to sort of work through it, if you know what I mean. And you know, with painkillers, and well, I hold my chest a lot, and I've just tried my best to carry on with life as normal, even though it bloody hurts. You know, my way of dealing with it is just if when it's really painful, I have to go and lie down, or I lie down on the bed or something. So we kind of, I don't know, agreed to disagree on that. She feels it was like some kind of relapse, but I just say it's I think it's, I don't know, something else. It's very mysterious. I don't think anybody knows what it is really. So anyway, that's kind of about it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to talk about really. One last thing before you go. I have just remembered another thing. She did the typical neurological exam. I'm not sure if I passed or failed that really. It's a bit strange, you know, where you do the nose to finger, and she like pricks you with this pin up your leg and up your hand and all sorts of things. And the other really weird thing was is she'd she'd push my big toe down and say this is down, and then pull it up and say this is up. Then she'd say shut your eyes and ask me what she's doing, and I found that really difficult. Plus she tested my walking out, which was kind of a bit rubbish too. We talked about a drug called BACLOFEN, which some of you may have heard of. Apparently this is a muscle relaxant because I have my legs and things have kind of a mind of their own, especially when I've been sitting down for a while and the muscles in my back and my legs have relaxed. I go to get up and walk and it just doesn't happen very well, and my legs are sort of quivering all over the place and doing strange things, and she seems to think that this muscle relaxant called BACLOFEN would help with that. And she also was going to prescribe another drug, I can't remember now, that she seems to think would help with the pain in my chest. If it's nerve related, it's another one of these drugs whereby it's prescribed for epileptic people with epilepsy, and it calms the electrical activity down in your brain, hence calms the nerves down, hence relaxes everything. The only problem is, and you probably know what I'm going to say, and if you're like me and don't particularly like taking drugs, I don't, side effects. You know, doctors always say the benefits outweigh the side effects, don't they? But you see, I feel I can manage with my funny wobbling legs and strange walking and pain in the chest, and I do manage it, and somebody else with the same symptoms probably wouldn't be able to cope, and they would decide to go on the drugs. And I know it's my choice, but I'm not keen on going on these drugs. I'm loath to do it because of side effects. I've not even googled side effects of BACLOFEN and this other drug I can't remember the name of yet, but I'm not keen on doing it, to be honest. But my theory on that is, if you're not coping with pain and you're really not coping with it, then that is the time to take the drug or to up the prescribed dosage. Obviously, following your doctor's guidelines, of course. And I take, all I take is 75 milligrams of pregabalin at night time, and that helps. That stops any burning pain in my legs and feet, which can literally keep me up for hours at night. So anyway, that's pretty much about it. So I'm going to call a close on this video now, because I've probably reached about, I don't know, 12-15 minutes, something like that. As always, I'd like to say thank you very much indeed for all the likes, all the comments, and for all my subscribers. Now up to about 140, so that's absolutely brilliant. I really appreciate it. What time is it? Ooh, 20 to 5 PM. Okay guys, I feel I'm beginning to waffle, so I think I've talked about just about everything I can think of for now. As soon as I close this video, I'll think of something else I wanted to talk about as well. You know how it is. Catch you later. Bye for now.